we finally have sort of adopted the national standards as the Nevada state standards. It's still a mess, but in any case, there are two places you can currently find those. All of the curriculum now has been redone thanks to those of you who served on those committees. It's been completed and edited and is now gone through the curriculum commission, and your administration should have access to all of those. You should have access to the stuff we need on curriculum engine. I know, based on the information we got from you last year, there's only 1 in 3 of us that even know how to turn on curriculum engine. So, if you don't know where to get your standards, and you've got 2 options: talk to the folks at the administration at your school about getting on curriculum engine, or of course you can get them from the state. The versions that are on curriculum engine, Jeff and the folks in our office have done a lot of editing on. They're in a lot better shape. The ones that are on the Nevada Department of Education site are a mess, but you can at least find them. All right. What we understand is going to happen is that next year is going to be a phase-in year. So if your counselors and so forth are having panic attacks about having to change course numbers or course titles, tell them to take a deep breath. Nothing is going to have a whole year to phase in. And one of the things that your curriculum administrators will get in the summer, they have a meeting every summer with us, and we will have a sheet that says, modern music technology 1 is now called this with the number. So there's a direct correlation. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of those kinds of changes. No classes have been eliminated. We may have moved some things around, but there's nothing that we offered this year that you can't offer next year under one of the classes, and we have a guide to show you where that all happens. Okay? There's been a lot of updating, which is really nice. So yeah, there's no more. The modern music technology course no longer has any scope and goals that deal with cassette tapes. Yeah, modern music technology. So going through that. All right, so next year there's going to be either a whole lot of curriculum work in order to get stuff built into curriculum engine so it's actually useful, or there's going to be none because they're going to finally realize the curriculum engine only is turned on by 1 in 3 people. But we're going to plan like there's going to be a lot of it. And what we've been told right now is that all of that work is going to be paid work, $22 an hour money. So please keep an eye on Google over the summer as we know things about those committees and asking people to apply for them. We'll put that out on the Google groups as we go. And since it's going to be district money, it will of course be an application process because everybody knows we're going to have way more people that want to do this than are going to actually be able to do it. Yeah, because we were, calling people saying, you got to come to this curriculum thing or we're not going to get it finished this year to go. So that's coming up. This is the time, if you have volunteers or coaches that work with your programs, now is the time to start getting that paperwork processed. If you have new folks coming in or if they need to redo their badges, talk to it's just easier to do it over the summer. Off ratio positions. Last year, at the beginning of the school year meeting, we had a big sky is falling school year meeting about off-ratio positions. And all of that work got done over the summer, last summer, and through the fall. And this huge big rollout to the principals in January about the off-ratio positions were now going to be put into school budgets and how that was going to work and what that was going to look like. And then by the end of January, it evaporated. The school board said, nope. Off-ratio positions are staying exactly like they were. So all of you who are on off-ratio positions, at least for the 19-20 school year, whatever you had last year is what you got next year. So if your administrators are having any problem with that, just let me know and I'll be happy to explain it to them. But basically it just boils down to 2018-19 is the same as 2019-20 when it comes to off-ratio, string, guitar, mariachi, folklore, all of those off-ratio positions. Okay? All right. We have been told there's no change in the 248s and parapros for next year, other than it's probably going to be looked at a little closer than it has been in years past. But as far as we don't know, any fine arts teacher that has 240 kids a day that they give a grade to or that they take attendance for, you are eligible for an aid or a parapro, just like you were this year. Okay? Let's see. Jeff put out yesterday, I think, the newest, what we consider to be the newest, most up-to-date directory. and we're asking you to help us out with that. Tell us things like, I mean, big things and little things. Big things like, okay, this is the new person who's going to fill this position, and little things like, I prefer to be called Rick rather than Richard. Anything in there. I think at LBA we had the entire string faculty was wrong. Yeah. I know it sounds like something we did on purpose, but it really wasn't. So let us know any of that stuff, and we'll get it fixed, and we'll just keep updating as we go. But honestly, you guys know way more than we do. No school ever has to call us to tell us anything. So please, where we get most of our information is directly from you all. Okay? Go through on that. Let's see. Spring PDE next week. We're about 10 people less on the spring PDE than said they were going to take it. So if you're one of those 10 people, please get registered. If you are already registered, we have your books for free that go with the PDE. Please pick them up today. You have to have them cover to cover by next Tuesday. Yeah, I'm sure you do. All right, but they are great books, and come down and pick them up, all right, to get that going. If you haven't registered yet, you can still register until the end of this week, but then it gets tricky. So if you don't know how to register, Jeff put a step-by-step, this is how you register on the Google groups. And if you can't find it, talk to Jeff, he'll be happy to talk to you. All right. We strongly suggest that you go on ELMS, which is the new path war. If you haven't done it yet, go on, look at your transcript, see if you're missing anything. There are some things that did not make it from path war into ELMS. So if you go on, take a look. If there's something that we can help you with, we will, of course, do that. We've also found a couple of workarounds for things that may have evaporated, and we can help you walk through that system as well to go through. All right, talked about the PDE books. Okay, next year, ACDA, SMDA, ASTA, all of the groups that offer trainings for CUs. Imagine this, but the CU thing is getting more and more time intensive. So we are asking all of your constituent groups to please be ready by the fall meeting with your trainings. Okay? That way we can make sure we get them in ELMS, and there's not the problem next year that we had this year. This year we actually had things like on Thursday, I would get an email that said, hey, we got an event Saturday. Can we get this in Pathwar? I can guarantee you that's not going to happen with ELMS. Guarantee you. So all constituent groups, we ask you to please be ready with that. If you need that paperwork, shoot me an email. It's the same paperwork that you need to turn into me that we've already used. That hasn't changed. What has changed is the piece between me and it showing up in ELMS. Okay. Instrument repair for the summer. If you're using instrument repair for the summer, please remember that instrument repair does exactly what you ask them to do, and they clean nothing. Okay? If you send it in dirty, it's going to come back dirty. If you send it in, please return to plain condition. That plain. Okay? If you turn in, please fix the second valve, and it also needs a spit valve. They're going to fix the second valve and send it back to you. Okay? 2 people, 100 schools, 290 elementary schools, because they do all of the ORF equipment for the elementaries too. Okay? So, if you can afford to use another provider, do the math to go ahead. Why aren't you guys, when Joe and I come in and meet with you, please remind me to talk to you about the bow rehearing. Okay? All right. Okay, festival scheduling. Just a couple of things on festival scheduling. One, the overall festival scheduling. This year we had a lot more principals than usual call and say, why on earth is my group scheduled at this time? And then here's what we tell them. Because when we sent that out to your director said it was fine. And by the way, they also told us they showed it to you. Right? And then the principals go, really? Okay, so we ask that you both, in fact, talk it over with your principal and then realize that not everybody can be at 10:40 on the first or second day. All right? We try to rotate things around as best we can, but that's the way it works. Second thing about festivals, I just want to make sure we had some really odd things with festival this year with the 2-director thing. So let me just put this out there. You have 2 directors in your school, that makes you eligible, not required. eligible to have a second group of advanced nature come. Now, when we started this a few years ago, my preference was that you pick your advanced group. Everybody has an advanced group, and then I got all these folks that told me, oh no, I've got an advanced group and she's got an advanced group. Really? So if I put both those groups in a hat and I picked one out, you'd be happy with whichever one I picked out? Of course not. But, suck it up. So we've got two groups, all right? But here's the thing. If this group has the same kids as this group, it's not two groups. Right? Okay. Also, if you have two directors and you bring in two groups, there should be two different directors. We had groups come that had the same director doing two bands. No. Okay? So, just remember, if you got two directors at your school, you are eligible to bring a second group. You are not required to bring a second group. And it has to be somebody who's going to be representative of an advanced festival. And it needs to be different kids. At the very least, it needs to be different. It needs to be kids doing different things. Right? And do it. All right. Enough of that soapbox. Let's see. If you're here, you're probably on Google. Good for you. If you're not on Google, see Jeff today. It's been a year, folks. Even I'm on Google. No excuses. All right? When you get new people into your school, help them get on Google. All right? Go through. We think the Google Calendar for fine arts is correct. Jeff has put a lot of work. If you clicked on the new Google Calendar, you've seen an amazing amount of work on there. Because now events have links and all kinds of stuff. But when there's more information on there, there's more editing that's needed. So please go on, check the stuff that you know about on the Google Calendar, make sure that it's all correct. Anything that needs to be edited, send it to Jeff. Okay? All right. So today is the place to start. If you have things that you want to either change or be discussed about change in your constituent group, this is the time to bring it up. When everybody's together in a meeting and you talk about it. Okay? As we know, changing things in Clark County School District like steering an ocean liner. Nothing happens fast. So if you want stuff done, talk about it now at the constituent meetings. Okay? Start the ball rolling. We've gotten a lot of amazing things done. We've gotten very few amazing things done fast. Okay, so don't be shy. Speak up. We need you today to talk however you do it in your groups, because some people do this with area reps, and some people do it with task force chairs, and some people do it with committee chairs. But we need your suggestions on adjudicators and honor clinicians. And remember that we're trying to be at least 2 or 3 years out. I had some people after the meeting yesterday say, well, I suggested somebody last year and they didn't hire them. Okay, last year? Probably last year we had everybody hired for this year. Got to be 2 or 3 years out and be persistent. Where's Jeff Lakoff? Yeah, how many years did you suggest Anthony Malone before they actually brought him out? Many, right. And once we brought him here, it was great, and we brought him out a bunch of times, right? But you got to be persistent, okay? All right. Numbers and programs. We have more numbers this year than we've ever had overall. And it looks like that has been a huge benefit for us in more ways than even usual. New superintendent came in, and one of the first things that he sent to our department was the fact that we are the largest fine arts department in the country. He brings that up everywhere he goes. He brings up the individuals who go to things like national conferences and all of that everywhere he goes. And the return on investment student to teacher in our district is astounding. So, good on you. The work has paid off. The fact that we have that is really made a huge difference this year, I can tell you. And, this guy looks like he's going to be around a while. And while he is not the effervescent, superintendent we've had in the past, he is pretty rock steady, and he is on our side. So that's really, I think, about as good a thing as we can have right now, because Lord only knows what's going to happen with the legislature. All right. I've had lots of folks tell me that it's been really a help for their school this year, that they, in fact, took the initiative to either be on their school SOT themselves or to have parents on their SOT or both. So I would once again really put out there that if you have any pull at all with that to try to make that happen, it can only make your lives better, right? Okay. So we've got the books for those of you taking the PD next week. Please pick those up. I've got a box up here with some CDs in it. Some of them are a little odd. If you would like one, please help yourself. All right. Task force chairs and area reps. It's very important before you leave today that you see Jeff and I. You let us know. We have to have a complete chart of all of the chairmen and everything for your area before you leave today. Every slot filled. Okay, so please make sure you see Jeff and myself today. Let's see, so band folks, we're going to come in and we got some things to talk to you all about with the honor band and sight reading Sousa, and we'll come in and just kind of do that, and then everybody else will just pop by as we go. When we break from here, in just a couple of minutes, middle school band, you're going to stay here down front. High school band room, middle school choir across in the orchestra room. High school choir backstage in the drama room, and mariachi in the mariachi room. Okay, we'll come around and get everybody. So last year, I was just thinking, last year at this meeting was when we had the goodbye for Sherry. I can't believe it's been a year, but I have to tell you all that I don't know how to make it through this year and the remarkable work that not only has Jeff done, but the impossible job of filling Sherry's shoes. So I just want to take a minute. When we break up from here, we're going to go to those places, and then when you're done, you're done. If you have questions for Jeff and myself on any of this stuff, we'll be here until Clint locks the building up. Now that I've forgotten that, thanks to Clint and all the folks at Rancho. Clint set all this up, and then the teachers at Rancho who made the facilities available to us. Huge help. Thank you so much for the Rancho folks to go through. Most of you have probably heard this by now, but Lynn and I are, after 33 years, we are retiring this summer. I'm taking a job back in teaching. And about 3 years ago, it became very evident to me that that was the road that I needed to go. And this opportunity has come up, and so we'll be moving this summer to Flagstaff, and I'll be teaching instrumental music at Flagstaff High School. So we thought we had a transition plan together. The job will be open. Our original plan was that it would fly immediately. There's been some paperwork issues due to the changeovers in the way the people running our building the last few years. So we're working through all of that right now. What I can tell you is that I'm here through the summer. Jeff is here through the summer and through next year. How that transition is going to happen and how the job is going to fly, we'll post on the Google groups so that you all know what's going on and how the procedure is going to go. Okay. Right now, like I say, we think that one of two plans is going to happen. Either it's going to post very quickly in the next week or so, or it will be pushed off until December. In either case, let me tell you, I stepped into this job on the last day of school 12 years ago, or 13 years ago, and the only way I made it through was because there were a lot of great teachers who were willing to jump in and help. So I would just please ask that those of you who were there then, do it again this time, and those of you who are not, realize that Jeff's got a huge job in front of him, and he's going to need help from you. So please bear that in mind and to go forward. Okay? So as we know things, you'll know things. But the way we're going to communicate from this point forward is just through the Google groups. Okay? All right. At this point, then, I think let's go ahead and break up. And like I say, as soon as you can. Okay? Off we go.
Just drop the books now.
Yeah, give me just a second to turn this off, and I will get this for you.